Hello again, this is Ms. Martinez. Thanks for staying tuned to the properties of limits. I was going to say message series, but this is not a sermon. This is just calculus. But there's a good message here. So, example 2, what if you don't have pictures? We don't have pictures, but we don't have graphs, I should say. But we can still find the limits if we're told what the limits are at a specific value. So here, we're going to work through some problems together without looking at an actual graph, but just looking at what information is given to us. So we're looking at the limit. If we take the square root of 3 times the h function minus 2 times the g function as it's approaching c. And just like before, we're going to apply the properties that we need. And we already worked with one where you had a root. Remember, express it as a power instead. So it would be the power rule and the coefficient rule and the difference rule, all 3 rules in one problem. 3 times the limit of h minus 2 times the limit of g, and then we'll take the root of that, the square root. The limit of the h function as it approaches c, that's my purple function over there, it's 4, and g is the yellow function, -2. Some mental math here. 3 times 4, that is going to be 12, and then plus 4, that gives you 16. And then if you're taking the square root, I'm thinking of the half power as the square root. Square root of 16 is 4. And that was letter A. Moving on now to letter B. We're taking the limit of the product of the f function times 5 times the g function. So a lot of multiplication happening here. So it's really just the limit of your f function times 5 times the limit of your g function. That would be 3 times 5 times -2, which gives you -30. All right, that was letter B. We are flying through these here on the back. Feel free to pause the video at any time or rewind it if you need to rehear something that I explained. But let's look now at C. Here we have, this is a little different, the limit of 7 minus your g function squared as x approaches c. Oh no, what do we do? Because it's 7 minus a function. That's okay. I'm so glad you asked. Okay, that was a total stranger just in the background asking that. Well, total strangers and students listening, same idea. It's just take the limit of 7 as x approaches c minus the limit of g as x approaches c, and then square that at the very end. The limit of 7, oh no, they didn't give it to me. Actually, they did, because the limit of a constant is that value. Remember the horizontal line? And then minus the limit of g is -2, so that's really plus, which gives us 81. Okay, so now D. Whoa, there's a lot happening here. 2 times, we're taking the limit of 2 times the function f plus 3 times the function h, and dividing that all by the difference of h and g. Don't freak out. We're just going to separate it. We're going to show all of our work and find the limit here. So take the limit of 2 times, I should say, take 2 times the limit of f and add to it 3 times the limit of h, and then divide that by the limit of h minus the limit of g. So that would be 2 times 3 plus 3 times 4 divided by 4 minus, and g is -2. So 2 times 3, that's 6, plus 12 is 18, divided by, that would be actually 4 plus 2 is 6, giving us 3. 2 more, guys. Hang in there. Here we go. We're looking at the limit of your h function times the sum of your f function and 6. Break them apart. The limit of h times the limit of f plus the limit of 6. And we're going to substitute what we know in here. The limit of h is 4. The limit of f is 3. And the limit of 6 is 6. So 4 times, that's actually 9. That gives you 36. Oh man, we're at our last example here in example 2. We have the f function squared divided by 4 minus g. We're taking the limit of that expression. So again, we're just using our properties. We're going to take the limit of the f function and square it. Not the whole thing, because not the whole thing is squared, just the f function. And then divide it by the limit of 4 minus the limit of g. Boom. G is -2, and the limit of f was 3. So that's going to be 3 squared over 4 plus 2, which is actually 6. And this reduces to 3/2. All right, so there you have it. That is the conclusion of all the different sub-examples in example 2. And I'm going to challenge you all to do example 3 on your own. Try it. Give away BHAG tickets tomorrow for people that have it right. I think that that is very possible. Show me this problem at the door, and I'll give away 2 BHAG tickets if you have it right. So, looking forward to seeing you then. Until then, have a good night.